I received Fly Me to the Moon Volume 14, which actually only releases tomorrow, so I guess I got lucky. But this is not what I'm going to talk about today. I'm going to talk about Volume 3, which is, I wouldn't say it's my favorite volume of the series, but it definitely had uh, part of it that I feel strong nostalgia for, and I'll obviously explain a bit. So it begins. Volume 3 begins pretty much like Volume 2 did, with Nasa and Tsukasa like just doing their cute stuff together as a couple, as a married couple to be exact. Uh, but there's an event that leads Nasa to tell his parent that they're getting married, and now they want to meet Nasa's wife for obvious reason. I mean, if I don't have a child, but if my child suddenly announced me that they got married without me knowing, I would definitely want to know, want to meet who they married, regardless of gender. Anyway, um, the part I have strong nostalgia for is actually the actual trip toward Kyoto. They go to Kyoto, and then from there they leave to a smaller town, which is where NASA's parents live. But yeah, the actual trip is something I have strong nostalgia for. Mostly because it's a bus trip, but it's a bus trip that they do during the night. And when I was young, like 3 to 5 years old, when I went to my mother's hometown, it was always a night trip on in a train. Though it wasn't in a bus, it was in a train. So it's very loosely related to something that happened to me 30 years ago, but it's still something that I remember really enjoying those night trip by train, and it's probably why to this day I'm now 34 years old, and it's train is definitely my preferred method of transport. It's not the most convenient one, but it is still my favorite. Um, Also, still during the trip, they go to a couple rest stop, and Tsukasa says something that I never really thought about before, but she is right. At some point, NASA said, "Oh, we can just stay in the bus and sleep while we do these stops." But Tsukasa disagrees and says exactly this. Maybe you can't see it, but basically, she says that rest stop during the night is a thrilling experience. Now, I've never been to a rest stop that's as large as the one shown in Volume 3, but I did go to a couple. I did go to a like small rest stop in the U.S. while heading toward Boston with during a school trip, and it was kind of fun. So I'm gonna have to agree with Tsukasa. It is kind of a thrilling experience. Maybe that's because I was only 16 years old back then, so it's like 18 years ago. But I definitely agree with Tsukasa. And then when they arrive at Kyoto, you see uh, there's a chapter where Nasa and Chitose spend a day in Kyoto together. And personally, I liked it because in Volume 2, I didn't like Chitose at all. I didn't like Chitose's attitude at all. She was obnoxious, and while she still kind of is, uh, that chapter definitely gave me some. It made me respect her quite a bit. And then near the end of the volume, we finally meet Naza's parents, who are a lot more funny than I thought they would be. Uh, they admit themselves. They admit being weird themselves, and honestly, I really like it. And they really, I like how they just accept that Tsukasa is their son's wife. Probably the fact that Tsukasa saved Nasa's life at the beginning of Volume One, probably has something to do with it. Uh, but I like how they don't uh, do the like that talk or something like that. They just accept her into the family, and yeah, it's something I really like. And the volume ends with I think yeah, film ends with Nasa and Tsukasa spending the night uh, at their parents' house, and you can see their parent like listening in to see if they do that kind of stuff, if you can guess. So yeah, the whole series, at least as of volume 11, which is the last volume I read so far, uh, the whole series has been pretty wholesome. But uh, I'm gonna say that uh, Volume 3 is probably one of the most wholesome one. Volume 1 was awesome, but it does begin with like something pretty dramatic. Like I don't see, except for Isekai series, I don't see a lot of series that begins with the main character being hit by a truck. So uh, yeah, so my rating for Volume 3 out of 10 will probably be a 9. As I said, not my favorite in the series. Uh, but if I if for some reason I had to reread one volume of every series I have, uh, for Fly Me to the Moon, I would definitely go with volume 13. Though maybe my mind will change when I read volume 12, 13, and 14. Who knows? Hopefully so, because so far the series has been extremely good. But yeah, the first three volumes are some of the best in the series. I think volume 10 was pretty good as well. Volume 11, I like camping stuff, so volume 10 and 11 are definitely up there as well. Anyway, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.